Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you to Gamma Pi Rho Lupus Sorority Incorporated platform. Today, we have a lovely guest speaker who has come on to share so much valuable information with us today. So, we want to thank you for joining us on this Saturday and continuing to give us your support as we continue making all these amazing things happen in the sorority. Today, we would like to welcome founder and executive director of the DreamSickle Kids Foundation, Georgene Glass, to our platform. Since she started her foundation in 2018, it's become because of personal experiences and lack of knowledge. It has become more than she could ever hope for, and she's putting her passion into getting it done by making sickle cell popular. Without further ado, we welcome Mrs. Georgene Glass. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you. Thanks for having me today.
Thank
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you for joining us today. We are so blessed to have you, Miss Big Time. Making it happen and getting things done.
Yes. Trying to.
Oh, okay. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself today?
Sure. So I am Georgene Glass. I go by Gina also. I'm the founder and executive director of DreamSickle Kids Foundation. We are the first sickle cell disease organization here in the state of Nevada. We support patients and families impacted by sickle cell disease. And in 2020, we expanded to also support the patient community for those impacted by any of the 10,000 rare diseases that exist. Sickle cell disease is one of those 10,000 rare diseases. And sickle cell disease is a rare genetic blood disorder that primarily affects individuals of African descent, though anyone of any race or ethnicity can be impacted by sickle cell disease. So we provide direct support to the patient community through assisting with transportation, medication co-payments, utility assistance, financial assistance for other emergency needs. We offer scholarships to the community, those that are looking to start medical school or going to school for public health, and also to patients and families who are looking to advance their education. And we do a lot of advocacy for the sickle cell community as well as the rare disease community. Our biggest milestone in advocacy was the passing of the sickle cell disease bill here in Nevada in 2019, AB 254. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Thank you. So
Okay.
grateful that you guys are, really doing your thing out there in Las Vegas. We have our SOARs, or we have our founder and our president out there in Las Vegas. We have President Autumn Austin and founder Tamika Marshall, and they speak highly of you, just saying how you are really, up and moving and, really in the community, making a voice. We would love for you to tell us about how you got that law passed. Please give us information on that. Some of the steps. You don't have to go down.
Okay, so I won't bore you guys with all the details, but it really just it came from my personal passion and drive for raising sickle cell awareness. My daughter, my youngest daughter, I have two daughters. My youngest daughter, Gia, she has sickle cell disease. She was diagnosed at birth. And we relocated from California to Nevada, and moving here to Nevada, I began to see that there were not many resources available for patients and caregivers impacted by sickle cell disease, and that the healthcare providers that were available to us didn't have much knowledge of sickle cell disease. So I started DreamSickle Kids Foundation, and through that, I began doing networking, going to different local community events. And I started going to events that were held by some of the legislators here in the community. One summer, some legislators threw a barbecue, and I went to that barbecue, and one of the representatives there, someone introduced me to her and told me that she was working on a sickle cell bill. So from that point, I just decided I was going to become her best friend or thorn in her side to help her with getting the sickle cell bill from just, a piece of paper idea to actually fruition, something that is actually tangible that can impact the sickle cell disease community. So from that point, I just began connecting her with other individuals in the sickle cell community, in the healthcare setting, and also other patients and caregivers and advocates for sickle cell disease. And we all work together to provide her information about sickle cell disease and about things that we felt should be included in a sickle cell bill to benefit patients with sickle cell, specifically here in Nevada, since it is just a state bill. And we have about 1,000 patients here with sickle cell disease. So from a caregiver's perspective, a community-based organization perspective, along with that input from doctors and nurses, and other advocates, we were able to help contribute to some of the language that was included in the sickle cell bill. And after a little bit of back and forth with everything, we in June of 2019, the sickle cell bill passed.
Wonderful, wonderful. You make it sound so easy, and like, oh, okay, you guys, we just got to get out here in our cities and our states, and we need to network. We need to get out there and hear our voices heard. And by
Yeah.
doing that and connecting and networking, you get into that crowd of people who are getting it done. So that's a great thing to express, to continue to remind people that you have to be out there to get your voice
Yeah,
heard.
you have to go outside. You have to go outside. And really, it's not easy, especially if you're not a person who is used to networking. But honestly, that is the way that it went. Networking, meeting people, sharing your mission, sharing your story, people becoming interested. Um, that's how you amplify your message. That's how people get to know you. That's how people might think of you, to connect you with other people who can help you progress along your journey and your mission. If it's, advocating for, lupus, sickle cell, or any, cause or disease. So you have to connect with your legislators because they are the people who are able to push your mission and your message to another level. A lot of, as organizations and advocates, we can only say and do so much. I mean, we can raise money, we can host events, we can provide education, but for me, I felt like legislation was necessary because, after the parties, after the fundraisers, and, the educational talks and things like that, people go home, they go to the hospital, they're still suffering, they're still not being treated right. And the only way to change that is through legislation, because you can help somebody with, a bill or this or that, but that's really only temporary. But if you get a law passed, that's pretty much forever. That's going to live beyond you, your organization, and everybody. Every generation will be able to benefit from a law that's passed that benefits them and is specific to their illness or cause.
Absolutely, absolutely. I must ask, how is your daughter doing? I'm sorry, I meant to ask that in the beginning. How's your daughter doing? Testing, one, two, three.
reason? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So for kindergarten and first grade, she was at home. She did homebound school. I was a little nervous about it was during the pandemic and then her having a compromised immune system. So we stayed home, but she really wanted to go back to school. So she started second grade last week, and so far so good.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Let's see. We got people checking in. You want to put in the chat where you coming from? I know we have some people here from the ATL. I see some people from Chi-Town. Uh, we got some people hailing from Boston. Okay. I saw your post and had to support. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's see. Like I said, we got Louisiana, we got Arizona, we got let's see, uh we got somebody from Mexico. Let's see, we got somebody from Chicago, New Jersey. Let's see. And I am in Atlanta today. So thank you guys for checking in, checking in. Do you guys have any questions about getting laws passed or sickle cell or anything of that nature? Because I know y'all out there trying to get them laws passed and advocating and spreading awareness in your different cities and everything. Um, I know when I spoke with you the other day, you had mentioned about a proclamation.
Mm-hmm.
Share some of that information about how you go about getting that done, just in case some of the attendees aren't aware of that as well?
Yeah, so a proclamation is a formal notice that comes from your legislation. So whenever there's a special event or a significant date, then your legislator will proclaim something about that date. Maybe that date is, like there's lupus awareness month, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that was a date that was proclaimed or a month that was proclaimed by legislators. So whenever you, as an organization, whenever you're having an event or whenever there's a date that's significant to you or a person that you want to recognize, officially recognize beyond just your organization, but by your city or your state, you can request a proclamation from your local legislators, either your governor, if you want it to be a state proclamation, either your mayor can give you a city proclamation, or your councilman can give you a proclamation. And with that proclamation, you can just acknowledge the date or the person and what they've contributed, say, to lupus, and how, some information about lupus, and that proclamation will be public and made available to your entire city or to the entire state, um, signifying the official support from your legislators for your cause. So you can there's like an online way that you can request the proclamation. You can request it online with the city or maybe the councilman. It's a little bit less formal, so you can request it through like an email or making a phone call to them, and then maybe they'll have you email the information that you want included in that proclamation, and then you'll have a proclamation for whatever that event is. So like for us, so my birthday is in September, and September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month. So every year we get a proclamation either from the city or the state or both, to proclaim September Sickle Cell Awareness Month in Nevada. And also I got a proclamation for my birthday. So 9/18 is Georgene Day in Nevada, or is it the city of Las Vegas? I can't remember which one I did. I have to go check. But anyway, I have my own day out here. We get a proclamation when we have our annual sickle cell walk, so we get a proclamation for that. We get a proclamation for our Warrior Drive, which happens in April. And we also got April 24th proclaimed as Warrior Day. So that's what we do with our proclamations. And I do press releases that go to media about, the date being proclaimed, about Nevada proclaiming September Sickle Cell Awareness Month. And sometimes they pick that up and they run it in their online news media stuff. We do a blog about it or a press release on our website about it, on our social media pages. So it's just a way to add additional credibility to your organization and your cause, and to amplify your message of raising awareness for, say, lupus.
That's amazing. I love to hear stories like that. And again, you make it sound like, oh, this is all you have to do. And, and it's like a lot of us don't know that, because we're
Right.
to the political part of it and
Right.
not knowing all the aspects behind everything. But we have our third annual Gamma Pi Rho Lupus Sorority Incorporated Founders Day weekend coming up in September as well. And we're actually usually in September in Las Vegas, where we were founded. But this year we're going to sunny Los Angeles, California. So we will be there. But that's good to know. Like, so you're saying that we could actually do that,
Yes.
go and proclaim, well, apply to proclaim that
Proclamation. And you can do that in California. So have your founder or your board members in California make that request to the mayor or the governor in California. You can make that request, have somebody here in Nevada make that request to the mayor and the governor in Nevada, and then you're in Atlanta, you can also do the same thing. And if you're going to do it, you want to do it right now, like Monday, you need to submit a request, because usually it depends. It takes about 2 to 4 weeks to get the proclamation back. Longer, the 4-week time frame is more so when it comes to the governor, of course, because they're busy and they're probably making a lot of proclamations or stuff like that. So you want to allow enough time so you can actually have your proclamation when you go to your event, so you can have your photo ops and stuff like that.
Okay, and you said this can happen in cities and state, like
your state.
Okay, you hear that, ladies? We got something to look forward to. It may be too late for 2023 because of time, but we could definitely put that on our agenda.
No, still try. And even if there's times when I've done it where it didn't come in time for the event, but the date was still proclaimed. So we still had the proclamation, and maybe we didn't announce it on the day we had the event because we hadn't got the approval back, but within a couple of days after, we might have got it. So we still, make that announcement, because it's still a proclamation, even if you don't have it in hand right there. Okay. So there's still time for you guys to get one in for this year.
Okay, you hear that, Sora? She said in any state, any state. Yes, any state. Here in Georgia, I had the opportunity to go with the Lupus Foundation of America's Georgia chapter, and we went to the state capitol, and it was just so amazing to be a part of it. I had been before, but I was kind of, in the background, just kind of watching things done. But this past year when we went, it was so many people. It was so many people, and they had on their purple, and the representatives, they all had on their purple capes and everything. And it was just so, like, to be a part of that. It was so heartfelt to know that, you're really making a difference. And it's just not, you saying, oh, I have lupus, but oh no, I have lupus, but oh, I went to the state capitol. I'm a part of the process, and it's just a wonderful feeling to be a part of that. So I am grateful for you giving the information about the proclamations and getting bills passed, because like I say, some people aren't aware of that. So it's always good to get the information out. Yeah. You also spoke about the difference with having well, we know what a bill is and how a bill becomes a law. How a bill becomes a law, who can draft it? I think that's the question I'm trying to get at. Or is it the advocate? Can you be an advocate, but you can't be a lobbyist? I got my notes here and I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to.
Okay, so as far as the bill, a sickle cell bill, you have to have it introduced. So that's where having that relationship with the legislator comes in, because it'll be the legislator who introduces the bill. So that's what you call the sponsor of the bill, will be that
Okay.
legislator. So they'll sponsor the bill. It'll be reviewed by the committee, and if the committee decides that it's relevant, then it will be sent to the floor for consideration. So if it's approved in the committee that it's relevant and it should go, to be decided on, then it goes to the floor, and everybody in the legislative chamber, they vote on that bill and decide, if it's good as is, if there needs to be amendments to the bills. And after that, then it's voted on by the chambers, both chambers, the House and the Senate. And then if it's approved by the House and the Senate, then it does another review and debate and voting. And then there's a committee, a conference committee, and if there's any like differences or things that people want to amend with the bill, then they go over that. And then once everyone's agreed on the bill and the language, then it's goes for final approval. And once it's approved there, then it'll go to the governor, and the governor signs the bill, and then the bill actually becomes a law. So once the governor signs it, then it becomes a law. And so the thing is, anyone can not introduce a bill, but anyone can draft a bill. So you can draft it yourself. You can be at home and write down this stuff and say, I think this should be a law. But then you need your legislator to actually introduce it to the rest of the, legislators, the Senate and the House. They have to introduce it to them. So the legislator is the one who actually introduces it, and then they have their team of people be able to take, we don't know all that legislative language. So we'll probably write a bill just how I think this and this and this should happen, and this, that, and this is why. So the legislator, they have a team of people who actually will go through and use, the political jargon that you would need to have in a bill so that it can be properly received by other legislators. So anyone can ask for a bill. You can come up with a bill and go meet with your legislator and say, hey, I think there needs to be a law for this, and this is why. Then they'll look at it and be like, okay, well, let's see. They'll look at whatever the legal laws, they have their lawyers and things like that. So they'll see if that's something that they can actually, introduce as a law.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Do we have any questions for Ms. Georgene? Any questions? Any questions? Janae says, thanks for the invite. Oh, you're most welcome. Okay, okay. Well, thank you so much, Mrs. Georgene, for sharing that valuable information with us. How can someone reach you if they needed any more information, or just want to know more about your organization and what you have going on with your foundation?
You
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Okay, I hear you now. I hear you now.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. So how can they reach you? How can they find out more about your foundation and all the great things you're doing in Las Vegas and connecting people with all these wonderful information tidbits that are so much needed in the community.
So we can be reached through our website, which is dreamsicklekids.org. I'll put the information in the chat. We're on every social media platform: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and our handle is just Dreamsickle Kids. We're also on LinkedIn as Dreamsickle Kids Foundation. We share a lot of as it pertains to bills and things that impact the rare disease community. So if there's any bills that are coming up related to like Medicaid and things like that, we share that information through our newsletters and things as well. For anybody that might be interested in a little more detail about getting a bill passed, I have a PowerPoint. I'll send it over to you, Chandra, so that you can pass it out. You can send it to your community, anybody that's interested. But I'll go ahead and put my information in the chat, and then anybody can email me or follow us on any of the social media to get in contact with us too.
That would be great. We would love to share that on our platform and with our sisters. Okay, so if there aren't any more questions, as you all know, we are a lupus sorority. So if you know anyone with lupus or a family member or a friend who has lost someone to lupus, get in touch with us for membership or just a friend to talk to or to help manage your new way of life. There are no summer classes, but there will be classes beginning in October. So if you are interested, you can join our Gamma Pi Rho Lupus Sorority Incorporated interest group on Facebook. And there you will find information of all things that's coming up. We actually have a kickback that the wonderful chancellors are going to be having on September 2nd, and they will be able to answer all the questions that you have regarding our sorority and anything else that may come to mind pertaining to what we have going on and, you know, all of the information that's needed. Let's see. We also have our auxiliaries, Steins and Seal auxiliaries. So if you know anybody that, you know, wants to be more involved or have ladies that are from the age of 9 to 17 because they are not old enough to be in the sorority. We have mentors for them that can help them manage their disease as well through membership and education on just how to maneuver it. So there's really something for everyone here at Gamma Pi Rho Lupus Sorority Incorporated. You can find us on all your social media platforms. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram. We're getting our YouTube page going. So just, you know, log in and like us, subscribe, and all those good things, and stay in touch. And we want to thank everyone for joining us today. Everyone I see from all over decided to connect with us, and we will not keep you any longer. Thank you again, Ms. Georgene, for everything today. And until next time, we will see you. Oh, let's get a photo. Can I get a photo real quick? I always forget. All righty, we are going to those faces are there. Those faces are. All righty. Let's see. All righty, coming on through, coming on through. What's up, J Mac? I got J Mac and Eldest and Elder in the building. Let's see. Thank you guys for all your support. Okay, let's see. Hold on, we got a founder coming in here. We got Tamika Marshall entering in the building. We got Sora Peacemaker on the line. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for logging on. The Advocacy and Awareness Committee greatly appreciates your support. All righty, and on the count of 3, we are going to get a photo of the glamorous Gammas and our guest today. 1, 2, 3. All righty, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. All right, and one more time. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much. You guys go get out of here. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next month when we have Kertisha Ray Anderson coming to our platform. She's actually one of our very own, and she's going to give you all the information that you just want to find out. So thank you, ladies. Talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you for joining us. Bye. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Bye. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Dion. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Shelly. Thank you for joining us. Thanks, Stank. Appreciate y'all. All right. Until next time, this is Chandra, breaking news.